since December 2024 due to a non-payment of a $22,000 premium. The town was dropped by its insurance provider and must now obtain at least basic liability coverage before its reinstatement request will be considered in September. With help from the Ione Town Clerk John Cannon, officials submitted an application for interim coverage on July 8th, which is now under review. Councilmember Jade MacArthur stressed the urgency, saying insurance is a necessity and the process is being rushed. This development follows the June 30th arrest of former town clerk Kelly Flanagan for felony misappropriation. Flanagan was placed on leave on June 10th, the same day the town reported the issue. The search continues for a missing 72-year-old Deer Park man last seen Sunday in Chattaroy. Harry A. Ballman, who also goes by Gus, was captured on surveillance video around 4:10 p.m. Sunday. He was walking north on U.S. Highway 2 near East Deer Park Millen Road. This was according to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office. Family members believe Ballman may be attempting to hitchhike towards Boston. He reportedly has dementia and other health concerns, raising urgency in the search. Ballman is described as white, 5'9", about 160 pounds, with blue eyes, white hair, and a full beard. While it's unclear what he was last wearing, he typically wears Seattle Seahawks gear and is believed to be traveling on foot. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Check at 509-456-2233 and reference incident number 1009-3409. You can check out our KCHW radio Facebook page or kchw.org for weather and more information on these stories. And for KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie.
What just happened? Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Getting started on a Tuesday. It's the Big Scott and Val show with my beautiful sister Val.
Good morning.
Good morning. Did all the audio drop off on your end right before we went live?
Yeah, it was like gives a whole new meaning to quiet on the set.
I lifted up my hands. I was like, okay, I didn't touch anything. I really didn't touch anything.
I think you said, what just happened?
I didn't. I didn't know you could control that stuff, Val.
Are we up on Facebook or do I just have a delay here?
You probably, it says we are live, baby. Sometimes when it just starts, if you want to catch it, because Facebook only refreshes every so many seconds, you have to press start. And if you're watching on the website, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, Val's at the ocean today, and I am underwater with my Jaws tank top on. Look at that. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And a shark in the background?
And a shark in the background because it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws. And everywhere I go in this tank top, even though it makes me look flabby, everywhere I go, people are like, oh my gosh, where did you get that tank top? And I said, I'm an original, baby. I saw the movie when I was 10, all right? We had just bought what's now the Chewila Motel, our parents, but it was called the 49er at the time. And it had a pool out back. And Scott was incredibly afraid after seeing Jaws and moving to Chewila to swim in the pool by himself for at least a year. Petrified. I knew there was a shark in the bottom of our pool. And it only came out if I was swimming alone.
Yes. You know, I think Jaws ruined Brad for swimming in the ocean.
Oh.
I think ever since he saw that movie, he's like, I don't want to swim in the ocean. There's sharks in there.
That's right.
And so I think I credit that movie for traumatizing him for life.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
Shark! All right.
Yeah, you need the effect on your voice that makes it sound like you're underwater.
Right now, I could do this the whole show to go along with the picture. Just ignore Scott. He is only on the radio one day a week, and he gets a little carried away. All right, weather-wise today, you guys have a reprieve from the heat for just one day.
Well, we'll take it anyway.
Was yesterday really hot? I didn't check on you guys.
It was so hot and then so windy. It was like you were standing in front of a furnace. In fact, we were supposed to go to Coeur d'Alene, like early evening, and we just were like, I don't, it was so bad. It's like, I don't know if we should leave the house if there was one spark anywhere. It was just weird. I mean, you just felt like it was just a tinderbox.
Yeah.
So we just decided to stay home, and we rescheduled our plans. But so we were in Sunday. We were coming back through Suncrest about 9 o'clock at night, and there was somebody with a huge old bonfire in their backyard. And my thought was, what in the blankety blankety blank are you thinking? And somebody was like, well, I don't know if there's a burn ban in Stevens County or not. And I'm like, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something.
No, and that's the kind of the caveat and stuff. They can enforce stuff at state and public campgrounds, but they really can't enforce what you do on your own property.
And it was not just like a little like outside fire ring. It was
a blazer,
4-foot blaze.
Oh, may the
And
log from your fire fall off and burn your house down.
Yeah,
But
the
just
problem
yours.
That's a problem. They burn everybody's house around them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they maybe on your property can't keep you from having a maybe like a little campfire. But I think if there's a burn ban, I mean, you can't burn yard waste or anything. I think you'd be in a little trouble there. But I don't know. It was just ridiculous. No matter what it was ridiculous. I'm like, you could be responsible for burning down your whole neighborhood.
Well, and it's hot, so you don't need a big blazing fire like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody said you should have just called it in and said, this person's house is on fire. We think their garage is on fire.
All right, today, mix of clouds and sun. Watch out for Val, high near 80. 52 tonight with clear skies. Warming up tomorrow to 87, sunny, 89 Thursday, sunny. Mostly sunny Friday, even warmer, 92. Saturday, 86 and partly cloudy. Sunday, 81, partly cloudy, 7% chance of rain. 82 on Monday, cloudy. Partly cloudy and a 13% chance of rain. Tuesday and Wednesday, low 80s, partly cloudy, and a 25% chance of rain both days. So, do your little rain dances and get ready.
This time of year, I think low 80s. I'm really happy. That's a
Totally
great
okay,
summer
right?
temperature. Yeah. Yeah, as long as I just don't feel like we've had a day without wind. And I know that where we live, it's like near a mountain, so I feel like we get that wind shear a lot. But still, it has just been just windy every day.
All right. Well, you get ready with your Deer Park stuff. I've got some community events. First, a coffee social today between 10 and noon at the Senior Citizen Center, 302 East Main Avenue, right here in Chewelah. Now, later in the day, you've got story time at the library. That's for the kids, 10:30 to 11:30. And then a meeting, Chewelah Arts Guild, 5:30 to 6:30, happening at the Chewelah Center for the arts. So don't miss that if you're a member. Tomorrow, your chamber newsletter items are due. You've got adult pickleball going on up at the golf course, and you've got tech help at the library between 3 and 4. You can bring in your phone, your laptop, or your tablet and get some tips from a professional. On Thursday, we've got Senior Citizens Potluck and Games 10 to 3, and that happens in Valley, 3060 3rd Avenue in Valley. They do that on the first and third Thursday of each month. Let's see what else I got. A Friday always brings you that chamber meeting out at the casino. They start that at 7 o'clock, adult pickleball. And then, of course, the Chewelah Farmers Market. Up in Colville, the Colville Valley Animal Sanctuary doing their drive-through vaccination clinic Saturday morning. Let's see, I'll give you an exact time, 9:30 to 1. They used to do 10 to noon. They really expanded their hours to try and get everybody in. People love those discounted vaccinations. Also, don't forget Loon Lake Historical Society, Old Schoolhouse Museum and Gift Shop open on Saturdays 10 to 4. And under the arts and entertainment category for Saturday, get this, Shakespeare on the Green, The Tempest, 3:30 to 6:30, Chewelah Center for the Arts. All right, get your tickets at the usual locations or visit them online. Now, that is also happening on Sunday, and then, let's see, that is 3:30 to 6:30 as well. Shakespeare on the Green. They must be doing it outside, the Tempest. How cool is that? That gave me goosebumps.
That would be fun.
Doing a play outside. Oh! All right, and this time of year, the weather will cooperate.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right, there's a quick look of what's coming up for you around the corner. Let's see, just do a few quick news and breaks, Val, if you'll bear with me, and then we'll get on to the fun stuff, all right? All right. Supreme Court ruled yesterday Trump administration could lay off nearly 1,400 Education Department employees as it plans to dismantle the department and transfer some operations to other agencies. The ruling, without explaining its decision, the court paused an order blocking the administration from laying off the employees who have been on paid leave since March. Trump hailed the ruling as a major victory. The court's three liberal justices, of course, dissented, with Sonia Sotomayor writing that it's indefensible to allow Trump to unwind the agency without congressional approval, and warning of untold harm to students as the broader legal challenges to this are going to proceed. Separately, more than 20 states are now suing the White House for pausing $6 billion in federal funds for nationwide education programs. Pick something else. I mean, we've already dumbed down society enough with cell phones. let's not attack education.
I guess if you aren't well educated, you might believe a lot of things that you're told without taking the moment for critical thinking.
Yeah, you don't need that there learning, and without those people that have went to college, imagine the things that we wouldn't have. Like space exploration and medications and on and on and on. Your refrigerator. Thank God somebody went to school.
Yes. The phone you hold in your hand every day, I guess you wouldn't have that either.
Yeah. Millions along the East Coast today remain under flood watches this morning, and heavy rain has caused flash flooding, which has led to flight and transit delays on the East Coast. Stranded vehicles and forced New Jersey's governor to declare a state of emergency. Poor New Jersey. Not only does it stink,
but it really stinks. And they are really the first state now on the East Coast that is suffering from climate change. I thought when I moved to the East Coast, I would be getting away from forest fires, but all last fall, and we're talking October, November, and December, New Jersey was on fire. And I was down there in November and seeing the warnings and the blocked freeways, and absolutely crazy that the East Coast is undergoing this as well. You just look at Brad and I were talking this morning. It's this time of year. I mean, you just don't even get to enjoy
Being outside.
Summer anymore, really. I mean, it's like, there's threats of forest fires, or there's smoke in the air, and it's just like I was saying yesterday, was just being in a furnace. It was so hot and windy, and it's just, you get to this time of year and feel like
you're kind of freezing up on us.
conditioning.
There you go. You let loose. It is really, really crazy to think about. And we moved to Maine. It's 40%. The state's 40% water. So you think you'll be safe and not have to put up with that. But then up above us in Canada, it's not 40% water up there, and so they have forest fires, and it just blows down. So there's no escaping the smoke. There's no escape.
There isn't.
No.
And then in the lower part of the southern part of the United States is, flooding.
Yeah.
And we are dealing with forest fires.
Mother Nature could be angry. All right, after climbing more than 1% in early trading yesterday, Bitcoin surpassed $120,000 for the first time. I don't know what that means, but maybe one Bitcoin? No. The surge comes ahead of a so-called crypto week, during which the House will debate new bills that could ease regulations on cryptocurrency, because it's real easy to scam people with it. And, the government. Oh, excuse me.
And
the people in the government. Sorry.
And when your president has his own Bitcoin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There might be a little conflict of interest there as well.
Oh, you think? All right, Val, do you have a wand handy?
I wish I had a magic one.
Okay. With the cameras rolling for the highly anticipated Harry Potter TV series, HBO's released a first look at Dominic Laughlin as the show's title character. All right, you can check that out online. That's right, Harry Potter TV show coming to HBO. All right. On the field.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I thought you might like that. What's happening today on the field? Major League Baseball All-Star Game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. That's the one to watch, I think. If I was going to watch one game a year, I'd watch the All-Star Game. And on the court, the Mystics look to extend their 3-game win streak when they tip off against the Sparks, 10 p.m. Eastern on the WNBA League Pass. And I think we have made it mostly through news stories. There was one I wanted to mention just because me and Val are science buffs. This is the first time they've seen anything like it. Scientists have detected the most massive black hole ever, and it just merged with another one, something that scientists didn't think was possible. And it said the two black holes moving together has created a monster in space that is 225 times as massive as our sun. So 225, this black hole is the size of 225 of our suns. That's crazy big.
So it's basically one black hole sucked in another black hole, right?
Yeah. And pretty sure this is because of tariffs.
I'm pretty sure. No, it's the Dems being able to control the weather.
Oh yeah, we now control black holes too. Just saying. All right, get ready, because it's going to get worse. Here we go. It's time for Bits and Breaks, and Val's got this morning's first quick joke.
All right. A manager was complaining to staff in a meeting that he wasn't getting any respect. Later that morning, he went to a local sign shop and bought a small sign that read, "I'm the boss." He then taped it to his office door. Later that day, when he returned from lunch, he found that someone had taped a note to the sign that said, "Your wife called. She wants her sign back."
That's something Val would do. Just saying.
Shh.
Oh. All right. Here's Scott's safety tip for today. That's right. Planning to spend a lot of outside time this weekend. If your head feels hot, your mouth feels dry, and your eyes start to burn, you may have piled the coals too high on the barbecue. That's it. Thank Val for the courtesy laugh.
Well, I guess one of the reasons why I'm laughing, I made something on the Traeger pellet grill the other day, and it was like after supper and stuff. Brad walks outside and says, "I wonder if we have a fire. I think I smell smoke." And then he comes back in a while later and goes, "I'm kind of thinking maybe that was just the pellet grill."
Go into full panic. Grab the to-go bags.
Yes. Oh.
All right, 8 things you didn't know yesterday with my beautiful sister.
All right, 45 million gallons of water flow over Niagara Falls each minute.
You know, as a man pushing 60, that's the way I feel about going to the bathroom.
But as we get older, though, it takes twice as long to get out the same amount of liquid.
It seems like Niagara Falls has got a lot more water, but it travels a lot slower.
Exactly. About 11 out of 100,000 U.S. adults believe they have been abducted by aliens.
Really? Wow. Well, I think my sister is an alien, so.
Was it our brother that had a story about seeing an alien spacecraft, he thought, or was that you?
That was me.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't say it was, I never said it was an alien spacecraft. And I have two what do you say? Cooperating?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Stories. And I love this story. So outside the radio station, doing that bad thing I used to do called smoking. And me and my girlfriend are looking at Quartzsite. We're standing in the back parking lot. And it's at night. And for a split second, over the top of Quartzsite appears, a split second. It was like somebody leaned on the the invisibility shield, and then went oops and turned it back on. And when it appeared, this craft was as big as the top of Quartzsite. It went from one end to the other. The thing that was really weird about this and why I wouldn't call it an alien spacecraft is it had airplane windows going all the way across it. I mean, it was massive, and you could see like lights in the windows. They were lit up there for a split second and then gone. I turned to my girlfriend. We both have our jaws hanging open. And then I tell the story the next day on this morning show. And after the morning show, and I won't throw him under the bus, I get a call from a friend and business owner in Chihuahua, and he says, hey, my buddy saw the same thing. And he said, but he saw it in Colville. And he said it was over the Walmart parking lot in Colville in the middle of the night, but it was as big as the parking lot. He said the only difference in your description of the two stories is he said it had red and green lights like an airplane. And I said, yeah, I didn't say that on the radio just because it sounded too cheesy. But yes, it had red. So was it an airplane from the future?
Oh.
Or some kind of craft from the future where they observe us? Because it looked very human. And it was all, and like on and off, like the cloaking device broke. So there you go. I've never been abducted, but that's my alien story. And I did see a second time up like above Browns Lake, some circular rings of light in the sky that were connected by a thin line of light. And they were in the sky over Browns Lake for at least an hour.
Wow.
Looked like bolts of lightning hung in space. It was pretty cool. So there's my two. And no, I wasn't on anything. Come on, folks.
Well, it kind of does make you wonder because it seems like they were observing, right? I mean,
Yes.
if there was all windows and you know, it was like, let's check out what they were doing at this time in history. And
There's nothing
Yeah.
happening in Chihuahua. Why were you watching from the tarp? Maybe they just decided it was pretty.
oh, there you go. Back before we destroyed the planet.
Yeah.
With our choices. Let's go back and wasn't there a Star Trek episode where they go back in time to get whales?
Yes.
And so, you know, maybe it was a line. We'll go back and see when the planet used to be beautiful.
Yes. I'm waiting for the movie they do where they go back in time to get sharks. With lasers on their heads.
Yes. All right. Let's get back to 8 things you didn't know yesterday.
Okay.
The average adult will spend a total of 416 days of their life in the bathroom.
Rookie numbers?
8 out of 10 women admit they've cooked a meal topless or nude at least once for their man.
It also works with women drivers.
That's all I had.
I feel like you're taking a big chance on burning something you don't want burned.
Yeah, that grease kind of hurts.
Yeah. Don't try it when you're frying chicken. That's all I gotta say.
No. That's the perfect time. Let me cover those for you. Did I say that?
How'd you get those burns on your hands, Scott?
Protecting my woman.
All right. The world's termites outweigh the world's humans 10-1.
Wow. Okay.
Back to our previous story. Matt wants to know what you were smoking.
I said nothing. They were real chips, man. I saw them in
Man.
space, man.
All right. No president of the United States was an only child. Every U.S. president has had at least one half-brother or half-sister.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The average person has over 1,460 dreams a year.
Yeah, and I'm dreaming when I have them.
Okay. Bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't.
Whatever. There's a berry right there in the name. Come on.
Exactly. Oh, boy.
All right, Val, I've got a test for you. You can have 5,000, and anybody listening, that includes you, Matt. I want to hear from you. You can have 5,000 of anything you want, but it has to be yellow. Val, what do you choose?
I think lemon so I can make lemonade.
Oh, because you spend so much time crying.
When somebody hands you lemons, make lemonade.
Huh. I couldn't think of what I'm allergic to bananas. So that's the first thing when you say
Right.
yellow that pops probably into your head is bananas. Do you have an idea what the second thing that would pop into Scott's head would be? That's yellow?
I'm guessing like some sort of yellow car.
No, rubber duckies.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'd want 5,000 rubber duckies so I could sell them on eBay.
There you go. They'd have to be probably a unique yellow.
I will hand
Ducky.
paint each one with a happy or a sad or any kind of face you want.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Custom
rubber
yellow
duckies for your
rubber
hot
ducky.
tub. Yeah, or a pool or bath.
Well, it's a big like tradition or something Jeep owners do is if they see somebody's Jeep they leave them a rubber ducky.
Oh.
So, you could do, work your shtick around that in some way.
Oh, I'm going to change and go. I want 5,000 things that are yellow. Can I have politicians?
That's orange.
Oh, sorry. All right, this next one's going to be fun, Val.
Oh no.
We're going to go, me and Val are going to go back and forth on this. This is going to be ridiculously fun. These are the worst responses to someone saying, I love you. First one I hear all the time, Val, I love you. I'm leaving. Thank you.
Oh.
All right, Val, you want to do, we'll go back and forth. Go ahead.
All right. I'll just say, I love you, Scott.
And then I go, I'm getting hungry. Let's get something to eat. I love you. Now you say the
Are
next
you
one.
sure you aren't sick or something? I love you.
As I suspected. I love you.
The more I drink, the more attractive you become.
Oh, ow.
I love you.
If I was you, I'd love me too. I love you.
Shut up, baby. I knew it all along.
Oh, ouch.
I love you.
So what? Everyone loves me. Ow, man, that's arrogant.
Ow.
I love you.
Who the heck are you?
This next one's my favorite. Come on, set me up, Val.
I love you.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's rough. If your wife can tell you that she loves you and you can say that back to her and not end up in the doghouse, you got a great relationship.
Or in the pig pen.
Yeah, I think you and Brad are pretty solid. He could do that as a joke, right?
Yeah. It would depend on the circumstances,
All right.
I guess.
I'll set you up for the next one. I love you.
Of course you do. I love you.
I love you too, but just as a sister.
I'm picking up a heavy creepy vibe here.
As you should be.
Oh boy.
Who I don't know is I love you.
I'm shutting my eyes so tight, everything is black.
I'm pretending this didn't happen.
I love you.
I think I've said this before, but I mean, who doesn't love me?
There's no one that doesn't love you.
I love you.
Shh, my show is on.
Oh, which that's kind of like one of my responses. If someone says I love you, I'm saying not during the middle of Star Trek, okay?
Yeah. Can we circle back around to this later?
Yes.
I love you.
Are you serious? I love you, and now you have to say this like what's his name? Steve Carroll. from Anchorman. Did you see that? You've seen that
No,
movie.
so I better set you up
Okay,
instead.
okay.
I love you.
I love cake. I love you.
Well, don't.
Yeah.
I love you.
Oh, sweetie, if there was only someone who loved you too. Oh. Sorry.
Oh, love you.
So does Mom. It's kind of creepy. I love you.
I'm sorry, it's raining outside. I can't take you for a walk right now.
Like I'm your dog, or like they're your dog.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that people really came up with, really got these responses to I love you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. So it was one of the things was what's the worst response to I love you? What was this morning's bit? And, I thought I could think of a couple, and I thought, I bet you this is online. So I typed it in. The very first Google, response that came up said 120 responses to I love you. And they were all like this. I like this one. I love you.
For the love of God, why?
There was a couple others on here. I have to ask my parents first.
Yeah.
Sorry, I only love cookies. And I'm like,
I like the duly noted.
Now I like this one. Yeah, but actions speak louder than words. Show me.
Oh. Well, that sounds like a guy response. Well, baby, show me how much you love me.
All right, kind of in the same vein here. The next one. I love you.
Duly noted. I did that one.
Yeah.
Roger that.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. What about, I'm calling the police. I mean, what kind of situation set that up?
Best one here, Val, that you passed. Someone says, I love you, and then you say, did you fart? Because you just blew me away.
How romantic is that?
That's the way I roll. All right, last two. I'll set you up, Val. Or I guess I should do this one. You set me up.
All right. I love you.
And I'm calling the police. And then Val has Scott's number one response to I love you.
Oh, here we go again.
All right, this come around every now and then, and they're always fun, and it looks like there's some new ones on here. I already deleted one that I couldn't say on the radio. These are town names, by the way. And there is another one in here I see that may not be very... we'll keep rolling. All right, real towns, real funny names. I'm going to do a few, Val, and then you do a few. First up, I've seen this on the sign, never been there. Hell, Michigan.
Is that before or after Climax, Michigan?
I don't know, but it's not very far away from Spread Eagle, Wisconsin.
But a little ways from Booger Hole, West Virginia.
Yeah, and Val, are you still taking your trip to Toadsuck, Arkansas?
I'd rather go to Boring, Oregon.
Yeah, I'm moving to Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Right after you leave Ding Dong, Texas.
Yeah, I got an apartment there. Hey, have you ever been to Monkey's Eyebrow, Kentucky?
No, but I've been to No Name, Colorado.
Ooh, how about the Batcave, North Carolina?
That would be fun.
I wonder which one of the Star Trek Batman actors were born there. Batcave.
I wonder.
Yeah.
That sounded like a really cool place, but instead I went to Chicken, Alaska.
Oh, that's where Chuck was born.
Chicken, Alaska?
I don't know, but he's always talking about Alaska. All right. You know, some of those problem with some of the places down south, and the worst one is burnt corn, Alabama. How hard do you have to try to burn your corn?
Not very hard, I don't think, if you like put it on the grill.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
But we always used to say why not and why not. But evidently there truly is a why not in North Carolina.
Why not North Carolina? Well, because South Carolina is better. All right, Bacon Cove, Newfoundland. I'd like to go there. Or this next one from Quebec. Good luck saying that, Val.
Of course, you left it for me. Saint Louis du Ha, Quebec.
That's right. It's like they're pointing their finger. You got to say it kind of French. Saint Louis du Ha.
See, you should have taken it.
I'd make a good miniature French guy, wouldn't I?
You would. Just missing the beret.
Yeah. Oui, oui. All
At
right.
a jaunty angle.
Crotch Lake, Ontario.
I wonder how this name came about, because it seems like there'd be a story behind it. But there is a place in Alberta called Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump.
That's when the buffalo landed on me. And for those of you with maybe some Russian heritage, Eyebrow, Saskatchewan.
Oh. And we're going to go back to Newfoundland and Labrador, where they have a town called Blow Me Down.
Yay! All right, moving along this morning. Many kids feel unimportant by smartphone distracted parents. While limiting their children's screen time, parents may also want to consider being mindful of what they do. That's right. Didn't you hate it growing up when mom and dad told us we couldn't do something that they were doing at that exact moment?
Exactly.
Yeah. According to a survey, many kids notice their parents' screen addictions, and it can profoundly affect their views on the subject. Val, what do kids, give us some stats on this, what the kids see.
All right, 54% of children felt parents checked their devices too often.
Okay.
32% of kids feel unimportant when parents get distracted by their phones.
I think I've done that. I did that to my kids growing up, maybe with computer time.
Yeah. 52% of parents agreed that they check their devices too frequently, and 25% of parents want their child to use their device less.
So based on this study, beginning next month, we're all going back to landlines. Yeah, no more smartphones. Got to throw them away. All right.
It's interesting to me, and I get it in some circumstances, I guess. But when kids are being, when you're needing to have a conversation or whatever in a situation or whatever, and your kids are there being a distraction or being obnoxious, a lot of parents will hand them their phones just to keep them occupied while they do what they have to do. But then you're like, okay, do kids just do it on purpose so they get some screen time? I mean, because we would have told our kids, sit down and be quiet. I need to talk to this person for a minute. But I think now parents just hand them the phone as a way to
placate them, distract them.
Placate them. Yeah. And I have one person that I have needed at times to get a response out of, and she never did. And her excuse was, well, I let my daughter play with my phone and she deleted my texts. So then you're either not being truthful, or maybe you shouldn't let your daughter have your phone. Because it's not like it's an infant here. We're talking about a 6-year-old, and you can't tell her not to delete mommy's texts.
Well, all right. All right, to move it along this morning, studies that didn't need to happen. These are always fun. Every day somebody is telling you about the latest scientific study, like we just did with all these percentages of kids and how they feel. All right, so here are some ones that don't need to happen. First one, phones and driving don't mix. Talking on the phone while driving is dangerous. It's a no-brainer. The brains of science have agreed. Thanks to one study, we also know it's worse if you're stuck in stop-and-go traffic, and drivers with phones react 18% slower when there are brake lights up ahead. Yeah, your reaction time is really cut when you're staring at your phone.
I feel like we get a lot of these, too, in the news attack. Because you'll be, it'll be one study says, and you're like, well, yeah. The next one, which I think any woman could tell you there was no need to have this study, high heels can make your feet hurt.
They do, I know.
Humans have been wearing shoes for more than 40,000 years, but it wasn't until more recently that elevation entered the equation. Footwear changes how people walk and can even cause broader physiological effects. But when you wear high heels, that transformation can become particularly unpleasant. As we know, the balls of your feet will be smashed, your toes will be squashed together, and your feet may eventually curl inward. And what we can only suppose is the fetal position a foot assumes under extreme duress. We know this thanks to a study on 3,300 men and women.
Well, I can't come out today because my feet are in the fetal position.
And I never liked really high heels anyway, but sometimes when you're wearing a dress or whatever, a little heel is nice, but since I have knee issues, I just can't even do that a little bit. So
I wish men could wear high heels.
You could do platforms.
Some really long pants so you can't see that I have 4-inch platforms on.
Uh-huh. That is the one thing that I do have is I bought myself a really cool of like platform boots that are super fun. And so, since my foot's not at an angle and it's not tilting everything out of whack, I can wear my big old platform boots, and those are kind of fun.
Well, I enjoy having you be the only person I'm slightly taller than. If you're wearing those around me, I will punch you in the face.
You mean in the knees?
Face. Wow. Wow. She's so brutal. Yeah, this is what I put up with, folks, my entire life. All right.
Oh, boy.
Oh, going bald. Going bald is this next one, Val.
Oh, yes.
Going bald is upsetting. I know. You know how vain I am about my hair. And I've been taking some medication that was making it fall out like crazy. And it's scary. One study set out to find out how horrible exactly men felt about going bald. It's horrible. So how horrible was it? Hair loss caused 43% to be concerned about their attractiveness, 37% to be worried about getting older, 22% to be anxious about the impact it would have on their social life, and 21% depressed about it, and 62% to believe it could impact their self-esteem. Now, I had all of these feelings. So 43%, 37, there's 50, there's 80%, there's another 21, that's 101%, and 62, that's 163%. That's how I felt about getting bald.
Because they all got impacted one on top of the other.
Yes, and what caused me to actually really start having this massive hair loss and going bald? It was karma. That's right, for playing this for Chuck Ritchie.
Well, hello, Baldy. Hey, Baldy, 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 Baldy.
Yes.
And it was like
karma.
days later, my hair started falling out, seriously.
Oh, you've played that for him a lot. So this is accumulated karma.
All right. The next big one, the next big obvious study that didn't need to happen.
Employees hate meetings.
Oh.
Science solved the riddle of just what too many meetings means. Somebody in upper management typically squanders 23 hours a week in meetings. Managers in the middle often spend 12 hours a week wasting away in meetings, and the minions still about 6 hours, and those numbers just keep climbing. Unfortunately, as research proves, a painstaking meeting schedule has the worst effect on employees who are the most motivated and productive. They start to feel stressed and bogged down.
Ooh.
It's like I could be working right now instead of listening to this drivel.
Thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be funny if you lean back and share. While you've had me in this meeting for the past hour and a half, the company, I did the math, the company has lost $52,000.
There you go. Man, we'll need to have a meeting about that.
Yeah. Can we have a meeting about that? All right. Let's see. Last one here. When it's cold, people bundle up. Yes, thanks to a study on adaptive thermal comfort, which plotted out the relationship between temperatures and thermal resistance of people's clothes, we learned that when the temperatures get colder, people dress more warmly. Wow. A further stunning revelation is this People are most swayed by outdoor temperatures at around 6 in the morning.
Oh, and somebody got paid big bucks for these to do these studies. Wow.
All right, before we go to break, Val, you know what time it is?
What time is it, Scott?
Time
Trivia
for
time?
Yes! She knew.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Immediately. By the way, it is 8:09 KCHW Chihuahua. Thanks for being tuned in to the morning show with Scott and Val as we head for a few trivia questions. And Val, would you like to give or receive?
I will receive first today.
Ooh, all right. 26% of parents say they never make their kids wear this when they go outside. 26% never make their kids wear this when their kids go outside, and they should. And it's not a helmet. Like Mom did to you.
They never make them wear these when they go outside. Is it just simply a coat?
No.
And is it any type of clothing, like a hat or gloves?
It is not clothing.
Okay, never make sunscreen.
Yeah, good one. Good. Wow, massive brain power there, Val. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I had one time when because babies under 6 months or a year, they don't want them to, you're not supposed to put sunscreen on them. And so you're supposed to cover them up. And I had something hanging in the car because he was in the back seat and didn't realize that the way we were driving later, half of his face was exposed to the sun and he ended up getting a sunburn. And I felt like the worst mom on the planet.
You were.
Oh, it was awful.
I'm kidding. You're still feeling bad right now, I can tell.
I mean, yeah, this was 37 years ago, and I still feel like the worst mom on the planet.
Yeah. I think we've all had those moments. I remember walking beside the kid, and I was walking with my daughter, and I didn't realize she had came up around the other side of me, and I was walking, and I swung back, and I happened to be outside smoking a cigarette, and I got her with the cigarette.
Oh.
Wow. So, yeah, you want to talk about feeling horrible. About a couple things. All right.
Yeah.
It's my turn. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. This part of nature occurs at 750 miles per hour. Oh, this is going to be a tough one.
Wow. So, hurricanes don't go that fast. Tornadoes don't go that fast. 750. Something to do with wind?
Nope, not anything to do with wind.
This part of nature goes 750 miles an hour. Like a geyser, Old Faithful.
Oh, I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay.
It happens every day.
At 750 miles an hour in nature?
Mm-hmm. And I'll give you a huge clue. It happens every day in every corner of the world.
Read the question again.
This part of nature occurs at 750 miles per hour.
Well, nothing on Earth goes that fast, so it's got to be... But it says on Earth.
As part of nature occurs at 750 miles per hour.
Is it like something to do with our spinning moon, sun, something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a sunset.
Oh, okay. All right. Do I get half a point for that?
Yeah. 1 second after the sun sets, where you are, the sun will set approximately 2.5 blocks away. Note that this speed is faster at the equator.
So there's no way if the sun set that I could run 2.5 blocks in time to see it set again?
Yeah, because it's 1 second.
Okay, 750 miles an hour. I got it. All right, Val. 500 million of these portable snacks are made each year, and they've got the best commercials.
I'm thinking who has the best commercials. Would be like Cheetos.
No, these are super funny. People sometimes get hurt in them. Portable snack.
Get sometimes people get hurt in them.
They shouldn't be messing with the thing they're messing with.
Bigfoot? Nobody messing with Bigfoots?
Yeah, so-
Jack Links or some sort of
Slim Jim, that's what I was looking for. You're there. You're all right.
Yeah.
I love those, watching people get thumped by Bigfoot. That's just fun.
Don't be messing with Bigfoot.
I mean, if you're having a bad day and you go hop on YouTube and watch a Slim Jim commercial where Bigfoot takes somebody out, your day will get better.
One for you. 43,000 of these are used each day in the U.S. and Canada. This is so broad. Oh my goodness.
I know this one.
Do ya?
Yeah, paperclip.
No.
Are you sure 43,000 paper clips aren't used in a day?
Well, it might be more than that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'm going to need a hint.
This is, let's see. This isn't like a manufactured product. So it's not food, drink, that paperclip, it's not a manufactured, it's not a commercially manufactured product.
That is no help.
Okay.
We use 43,000 a day. We go through 43,000 a day.
Yes. This will be a huge clue. If you were having surgery or were injured, you would need to use one of these. You may need to use one of these.
I was injured and having surgery. 43,000. Sutures? I'm going to give up, Val. That is way too broad.
Pints of donated blood.
Oh, nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody. Wow, good one, Val. You're really sticking it to me today. Thanks.
You're welcome.
1/3 of adults fight stress this way, Val.
Smoking?
No.
Drinking?
No.
I'm going to go with...
you are
I'm
close.
Go with,
you are kind of warm, though.
I'm warm with smoking and drinking?
Well, you're in the right area.
Because I was going to say meditation next, but...
No, 1/3 of adults fight stress this way. It's bad for you to fight stress this way.
Eating, drinking, smoking, eating?
Yes. Eating stuff that's bad for us.
Okay.
I had such a depressing winter. I gained like 20 pounds eating Doritos and milk.
I think that number is low. 1/3 of Americans. I would think it'd be like 2/3 of people.
Yeah, because we're all obese. Yeah.
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 Because I don't know. It's kind of a normal thing to want to comfort yourself in some way. So, yeah. Okay.
All right, Val.
All right. How many? Now, this is a question that you're going to have to put on your thinking cap. So, how many times can you subtract the number 2 from the number 50?
Once.
You got it. Yes, once.
I mean, the thing you want to jump to is 25.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ugh. See,
Good one. Good thinking.
You shouldn't have told me it was a trick question. You should have said math. Let's do some math, Scott.
And I started to say trick, and then I tried to pull it back before I said too much else, and I guess I was too late.
All right. Super easy one to end with, and we've had it come up before on the show. Experts on the human body say this travels at 350 feet per second.
And it wasn't. It was signals from the nervous system or something like that, isn't it?
Yes. Specifically.
Isn't it from like your spine or whatever? I don't remember.
Specifically, Which thing that affects the nervous system makes it travel at 350 feet per second because it's faster
Oh,
than
it's
others?
pain.
It is pain. There you go. That's all I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Nothing like a broken heart to speed through your body. All right, when we come back today, we're going to have local birthdays, celebrity birthdays, a little bit of history for you, goofy holidays, and we wrapping it all up. In fact, we might have to drop some of the other stuff because we've got super long, odd news. But if you want to hear it all, you got to stay right here, Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7. I'm going to do that obnoxious go-to-break intro. Are you ready?
Yeah, because I can tune you out.
No, you have to do dubstep in the background on the camera. Here we go. Maybe.
Coffee's brewing.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Birds are singing. Northern Lights Radio to get your morning ringing. Stay right here because we'll be right back. New sponsors and then we're back to Yak. Got your favorite jokes and stories too. It's your KCHW FM morning crew.
So crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
This country's on fire. And stories too. It's your KCHW FM morning crew.
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Dawn Newscast, July the 15th, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. President Trump has come to the defense of Attorney General Pam Bondi amid an all-out revolt among his MAGA base over the administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. But his effort over the weekend to quell the outrage only seemed to add fuel to the fire. That's the take from ABC News. They report Trump in a lengthy post said, "We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein." ABC notes Trump's post was ratioed, meaning the post received far more replies than likes or reposts. That's often a sign of widespread disapproval, despite the fact Trump was on his home turf, Truth Social. And new public polling indicates Americans are less enthusiastic about mass deportation efforts. In Minnesota, frustrations are mounting over how some immigrants are being targeted by ICE agents when trying to see their case go through the courts.
The latest Gallup survey shows 38% of respondents favor deporting all immigrants, coinciding with the Trump administration's hardline stance. That's down from 47% last year. Erica Zarowski of the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee says her staff witnessed plainclothes officers waiting outside immigration court hearings after a client made a required appearance.
We watched him plead to not take him as they took him away. We asked the ICE officers if we could have 1 minute just to let him know what his appeal rights are. They aggressively said no.
She says through executive actions, immigration judges, and ICE agents, people expecting to have their cases heard fairly are being denied due process. The Department of Homeland Security says it's reversing Biden-era policies and that ICE is following the law by placing undocumented people in expedited removal. I'm Mike Moen.
This story produced in collaboration with Yes Media. Indiana families are navigating the summer without Sunbucks, a federal grocery benefit that delivered $100 per child last summer.
Governor Mike Braun's administration chose not to participate in 2025, citing prior planning gaps. Mark Lynch, director of advocacy for Indie Hunger Network, says the funding blackout hit the state hard.
We really are feeling and seeing the impacts of not having the Sunbucks program this year. So that $120 per summer for those students that they had last year have created some longer lines at our food pantries.
State leaders say administrative hurdles kept Indiana out of the program. Supporters argue that skipping Sunbucks puts pressure on food banks and leaves low-income families with fewer options. I'm Joe O'Leary, Public News Service.
The Indie Hunger Network and other partners continue to support Hoosiers through tools like the Community Compass app, which shows nearby meal sites and grocery assistance programs. This is Public News Service. More than 100 Environmental Protection Agency employees are now on paid leave after signing a dissent letter.
The changes will undermine scientists' ability to collect data that helps inform policymakers and brings resources to communities exposed to water and air pollution, says Mark Haig, a former EPA regional administrator who spent nearly 40 years at the agency.
Stripping all that away is a real problem and puts people's health at risk, not only in those communities, but across the country.
The union representing EPA employees has called EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin's actions retaliation and a violation of workers' protected speech rights. The EPA has previously stated the letter sabotages and undercuts the administration's agenda. This is Nadia Ramlagan for Kentucky News Connection.
And a new compassion calculator launched by the group FarmKind aims to help Coloradans who eat meat improve their animal welfare footprints by funneling small donations to verified nonprofit, similar to how polluting companies buy offsets to reduce their carbon footprints.
FarmKind co-founder Tom Norman says the calculator makes it easy for anyone to help end the controversial practice of factory farming, where large numbers of animals are confined in small spaces to produce dairy, eggs, and meat as cheaply as possible.
Most people agree that factory farming is bad. Almost half of people in America say that they want to see a ban on new factory farms. But people often don't know what they can do to help with this problem.
Proponents of factory farming have argued that it's necessary to meet growing demand from a rising global population, but Norman believes the marketplace is shifting. One recipient of the donations, the Human League, led successful campaigns to get McDonald's, Panera, Starbucks, and Taco Bell to stop using eggs from hens confined in cages so small that birds could not stretch their wings or stand upright. The calculator is online at farmkind.giving. I'm Eric Galatas.
Finally, we head to Connecticut, one of 12 states chosen for a new program to help people obtain non-degree credentials.
Lumina Foundation's Future Ready States program helps adults consider alternatives to traditional degree programs like professional certifications, licenses, and apprenticeships, which can be stacked or become degrees. Reports show Connecticut spent $70 million on these kinds of programs in 2024. Kristen Fox with the Business Higher Education Forum says this program has several focuses to boost workforce readiness through short-term credentials.
How we define and design credentials of value that are accessible and affordable are ensuring that we are serving all learners and workers in the state of Connecticut, and we are not leaving any of our talent behind.
This comes as the federal budget mega bill expands Pell Grants to cover short-term credential programs. Most Pell Grants max out at $7,400, but the workforce grants would be less since they're based on the number of credits, weeks, or hours a program offers. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service. Member and listener supported. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Put that cookie down now! You want the truth? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth!
And we are back. Thank you for being here. It's KCHW 102.7. Scott and Val, the only brother-sister duo on the radio in America. Yeah, that's us, baby. At least the only brother-sister.
At least that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
I love it. All right. So, Val, did you hear that story of Trump calling Epstein the guy that wouldn't die? Why, in just your opinion, why do you think he doesn't want these documents to come out?
Because his name is on it.
And my question then is, do you think it will really matter? They're saying MAGA supporters are upset about it, but I don't believe it, because those are the same people that voted for a guy who was convicted of paying off a porn star, who was convicted of groping a woman, who's had recordings of how he talks about women, played across all the networks on television, and they still elected him. I don't think in the long run they'll care. I think this is a waste of time in news.
So I have felt the same way as that, but I was reading something the other day, and it's like, it's not that they necessarily would care, I think, that his name was on it. What they care about is the fact that he has hyped this up so much that it was going to be all these Dems on the list, and was going to finally have evidence of a Democratic underground ring of all, these
sex
child
trafficking,
abusers
basically.
and all.
Yeah, because
Right.
they were all minors on the island.
Right. And so he had them convinced that he would release that, and we would find out that the Dems have been doing this forever, and there's going to be all these names on it of, the Clintons and all of these big names that we hear. And the fact that he is not proving that bothers them more than the fact that he might be on that list.
I think so. I would agree with that. And maybe because, despite, his past, which is pretty obvious, maybe for some people, if it's true, this goes a step too far because it's minors. But, the atrocities behind this dude are long. So I don't know if it'll actually lead to anything. Even though it should.
It should, but I think they're already falling in line. I think, the people, the Pam Bondis and her whole crew, they're all kind of falling in line. Critical thinking would tell you if there was any of those big names on the list that he could prove were on Epstein's plane, that information would have come out in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
He would have on that list. It would have been published immediately. The fact that all of a sudden there is no list and he doesn't want to talk about it and all of that, anybody that can critically think would go, oh, I wonder why that is.
Well, I would think anybody that has any thinking skills would say they don't want to release it. That means there's something there, or else you would. It's obvious. Let's just get it done.
If he had one iota of a chance to expose some sort of deep space state and confirm everything that he's been rambling about for years, he would do it.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. They were saying Ghislaine isn't sitting in prison for nothing. Epstein didn't go to prison for nothing. So you can't say all of a sudden there was no crime when it's obvious there was. It's just how deep it goes and how high it goes.
Yep. There's obviously something on there, or it would be a free email. All right. Let's move on. Segment 2, we've got local birthdays, and I'm going to go back to Monday because, of course, we don't have a radio show on Monday. On Monday, we had birthdays for Sloan Smith, Wade Baker, and Gareth Baker. Wonder if they're twins. All right. Then today, we have Jaylene Shelton, Jenny Wilson, Darcy Caruso, Rod Shannon, and Christine Perry, all having birthdays. There's 8. So there's a good chance you'll see one of them on the streets in Chewelah today. Be sure and point and laugh and tell them we talked about them on the radio. Val, how about some celebrities that pop out to you, and I will not pick on you. Celebrity birthdays with Val.
Linda Ronstadt today, singer, musician, Grammy Award winner, 79 years old today. Ariana Huffington, who is a journalist and co-founder of the Huffington Post, is 75. Terry O'Quinn, actor known for his role in Lost, is 73. Kim Alexis, model, actress. Scott probably knows her because she was known for her Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. 65 today. What? Do you know how she looks today?
I don't know Kim Alexis, Val. You threw me under the bus for nothing.
Oh, you always know them. Huh.
That's a lot.
Willie Ames, best known for 8 is Enough, 65 years old today. Forrest Whitaker, known for The Last King of Scotland and Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is 64. Bridget Nielsen, actress, model, singer, 62 today. Adam Savage.
I know that one.
Now he knows.
Yeah, Val lies.
Jim Rash, known for Community and The Descendants, 54. Scott Foley, actor, director, and producer, is 53. Brian Austin Green, known for Beverly Hills 90210 and The Terminator, 52 years old today. Gabriel Iglesias, comedian and actor, 49. Diane Kruger, actress, model, is 49. Another 49er. Taylor Kinney, actor, model, known for Chicago Fire and Vampire Diaries, 44. And Damian Lillard, NBA basketball player, 35 years old today.
All right. Moving on to history. It happened today. The painter Rembrandt was born in Leiden, Netherlands, which makes me want to say, bring me my lederhosen.
Your lederhosen?
Yes. It just sounded like it fit. 1935, country's first parking meter unveiled in Oklahoma City. Thanks a lot.
Always find a way to tax us for something.
That's right. It was on the corner of 1st Street and Robinson Avenue if you want to go bust something there. All right. Don't do that. 1996, MSNBC, a 24-hour all-news network, made its debut on cable TV and the internet.
You can be depressed 24 hours a day.
That's right. Watch the news. 97, Miami, Florida. Oh, we're going to skip that one. 2006, Twitter was launched. 2012, in Egypt, protesters threw tomatoes and shoes at U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's motorcade. Woo! Woo!
Now they're doing stuff like that to J.D. Vance.
Can I applaud again? Any politician you don't like, I think you should throw tomatoes at. Just saying. All right. 2006.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes. 2016, Stranger Things debuted on Netflix, starring Winona Ryder, David Harbour, Finn Wolfhard, and Millie Bobby Brown. That was a huge show, and season 5 is coming. 2018, an 8-year-old found a pre-Viking era sword in Vitostern Lake, Sweden. Pulled it out of the rock, and boom. That girl is now, well, Arthur. All right, and 2022, it was reported the police in Germany were hunting for thieves that stole 500 cases of urinal cakes from a truck transporting them. You know, those are those things they put in the men's toilets for you ladies who've never saw them. That's supposed to make them smell good, but sounds like kind of a combination of chemicals and pee.
What they must have thought they were getting something else.
Yeah, if you don't know what a urinal cake is and somebody offers you one, say no.
Yeah. It's pink, don't bite into it.
Sometimes they're white. It's still not cake. All right, special events, Val. Oh, wait, look at that. It's urinal cake day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Arctic Sea Ice Day.
Oh.
Oh, here's one for Scott. Be a Dork Day.
Surprise!
It's Black Currant Day. Clean Beauty Day. Give Something Away Day. I'm going to give you my heart. Gummy Worm Day.
I've got one.
A gummy worm?
No, a heart.
Heart? Thanks a lot. I already have one. Yeah. That should have been on our list of things to say when somebody says I love you. I'm giving you my heart. Thanks. But no thanks. I already have one. International Stamp Out Spiking Day. All right. I Love Horses Day.
Ooh.
Oh. Orange Chicken Day. when I first looked at that, because I'm kind of looking at it sideways, I thought it was Orange Kitten Day, and I was like, okay, I'm in.
All right.
But no,
Kitten
it's
Day.
Orange Chicken Day.
Orange Kitten Day. That's delicious. Sir Val, you could say same thing.
Pet Fire Safety Day.
Pet Fire Safety Day. Yeah, this happens all over the country. Demonstrations. Wow.
Here, this is a day
Brand
we should
new.
all celebrate today. Respect Canada Day.
Oh, Canada.
Our home and native land. All right. Saint Swithin's Day. Who's Saint Swithin?
I wonder if we could just tie up the president and roll him across the border.
That's not respecting Canada.
Oh, sorry.
We could roll him across the southern border.
Wow.
All right, onward and upward. Social Media Giving Day.
Whatever.
Tapioca Pudding Day. And finally, World Youth Skills Day today.
Ooh, okay. We also have a number of the day, and it's 2 to 3 million, so it's kind of vague. All right, that's the documented and undocumented orphan gas and oil wells in the United States that no one's claiming.
Oh, orphan gas wells.
I guess they're probably out, so they're just sitting there, or they're thinking
That could
they're out.
be.
Yeah. All right, we have to start news early because we've got so much of it. So get out the frying pan. It's time.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
You look mighty pretty when you get mad. I've always dreamt of being able to say that to a woman.
Picking up a heavy, creepy vibe right now.
All right, we're kicking off today's odd news as we always do with the news attack, where the first sentence is true and the second sentence is a bad joke. And here comes Val.
According to one study, being hungry also helps you make better decisions.
Huh.
Except in traffic.
I'm cutting across 3 lines. I see McDonald's. Researchers say there's no such thing as the 5-second rule. Your food starts picking up bacteria almost immediately. My question is, what if I use my clean tank top to wipe the side of the food that was touching the floor?
Oh,
yeah.
You know, a little friction, wipe it off. I think you're fine.
Thank you.
Yes. A study suggests that since the early days of mankind, humans have actually been getting less intelligent.
Are you going to say it? Are you going to say it?
Well, that would explain both Idaho and Washington, D.C.
Oh, you're going to go for Washington, D.C. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. A study suggests since the early days of... Oh, we already did that one. I was so excited I wanted to do it again. According to an international study, the biggest health risk associated with heavy marijuana use is bad gums, and it comes from biting open that bag of Doritos.
How'd you break a tooth? Well, according to research, eating crickets will help your digestion.
No.
Really? Just thinking about it is making it difficult for me to keep my food down.
Oh. What's that in my soup? Crickets. Crickets. A study found that male mice given the human equivalent of 3 extra soft drinks per day, while appearing to be healthy, were less capable of fighting to defend their territory. Well, it's hard to fight when every 2 minutes you're running to the restroom.
That's right. A guy in China posted a note for help on social media after he was locked inside a convenience store overnight. Help! I have an unlimited supply of snacks and beer. Please rescue me, but no hurry.
I would just be a little claustrophobic knowing I couldn't get out, but yeah, I'd go to town.
Yeah.
In a survey, over 70% of Americans think the president has more important things to do than be in an argument with Rosie O'Donnell. The other 30% were reached for comment, but were too busy arguing with themselves about who they voted for. And I'm just going to say, I wrote that myself.
Oh, that was a good one.
All right, thank you.
A study found that yelling at your kids only makes their behavior worse. Maybe so, but unfortunately, tasing them isn't exactly legal.
Val found out the hard way. In a study of frequently touched surfaces at airports, why am I getting all the dirty ones? Oh, I skipped
Because you
one.
skipped a one.
Oh, I'll give her the dirty one. A study found that our brains contain a sixth sense for math. Except, of course, when you're trying to figure out that 15% tip.
Or who you voted for.
Who did I vote for? All right.
In a study of frequently touched surfaces at airports, those plastic bins in the security line are filthy and contain more infectious agents than airport toilets.
Oh.
So I was really surprised I got arrested for relieving myself in one while riding the carousel.
I wrote that one too. Because I was picturing myself. Really? Those bins are as bad as a toilet? So I was just picturing myself using one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I have the
Thanks
same
for
problem.
giving that one to me.
You're welcome. I have the same thing at Home Depot or Lowe's. I've always wanted to go into the bathroom section and use a toilet.
You hear about little kids doing that, right?
Yeah. I'm
Gotta
tiny.
make sure my feet can touch the ground.
Just checking. Oopsie. Hey, this one doesn't flush. Should I stop now? All right. Scientists say big tortoises are smarter than first thought. In fact, there's one appearing on Jeopardy. Okay,
Next week.
Next week. It wasn't that funny.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
I'm sorry. Wow.
I was going to say, in fact, there's one appearing on the Senate floor next week.
Oh. All right, on to Wacky But True. We don't add anything to these stories, but maybe a sound effect from a television or movie show. And here comes Val. Wacky But True.
All right. The mystery of a toe found in a box at a state park in Washington has finally been solved. According to the Public Health Department in Federal Way, Washington, this toe was found to have been medically amputated and not related to a death.
Okay. There's a second part to that story.
Yeah, in case you didn't remember this, while walking on Dash Point State Park Beach on Father's Day, a man stumbled upon a gift-wrapped box with a human toe inside. It was gift-wrapped. The man at first thought it was a prayer box or message in a bottle type thing at first, but it ended up being the unexpected. He said the toe is wrapped in white cloth next to a feather, grass, sage, and tobacco. He took photos of the box and told the park ranger immediately. Okay.
Wait a minute. This was obviously some kind of pagan hippie. Feather, grass, sage, and tobacco. Val, show us your feet.
I can't get it up that high.
Could you imagine thinking you found something cool and you open it up and it's a cut off, rotting toe? It would feel like this.
I got a funny sensation in my toes. Like someone was barbecuing them over a slow flame.
Let's throw another log on the fire.
Geek, you mixed your weenies with your mama's toe jam! Yeah!
Dead bed's toe!
Dead bed's
Dead
toe.
bed's toe!
Damn
Dead
it.
bed's toe!
Dead bed's toe.
Dead bed's toe!
The toes have it. All right. Here's one. A drunken Poland ended up in the hospital after he decided to show off to other customers by climbing onto the roof of the bar and doing a belly flop right into the dumpster. He only needed a few stitches.
I got a funny sensation in my toes. Like someone was barbecuing them over a slow flame.
I saved the wrong sound effect. I saved the other sound effect over the top of that sound effect.
Oh, well, good try.
Basically, it ended with some people saying, "Let's join him."
Belly flop into a dumpster.
All right.
All right. A man managed to break free from a prison in France by concealing himself in a bag belonging to a cellmate who was being released after serving a sentence. Prison officials discovered the man was missing on Saturday morning. The escaped inmate was serving multiple sentences and was reportedly under investigation for links to organized crime.
Well, it's good he got out then, right?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's been found either.
No.
Bay.
What?
Look in the bag.
What's in the bag? Taking a little trip? Nah, I found it on the bus a month ago. Nobody claimed it, so it's mine.
Guess where I am right now? In the bag.
I think he's got it in the bag, Val.
He does.
Pretty sure. All right. A mother took drastic measures to prevent her married son from traveling with his girlfriend on a flight from Bangladesh to Nepal. Police say the woman called in a false bomb threat to disrupt the flight, which was carrying 142 passengers and 7 crew. 3 people were arrested for the bomb threat: the man's mother, the man's wife. Yep, the man was flying to Nepal with his girlfriend, and obviously this didn't sit right with the others in the family.
Oh, boy.
Just remember,
I don't ever want you associating with little girls.
Why not, Mama?
Because little girls are the devil.
And Val, this next story, just ignore those caution signs.
Okay, I was like, what? I'm trying to read through that.
I think I rewrote it a little bit.
All right. I haven't seen any photos of this sporting event on social media, but I'm not surprised. On Saturday, the Pittsburgh area naturalists hosting naked bowling at Crafton Ingram Lanes. Participants were encouraged to bowl in the buff, while with the exception of mandatory bowling shoes, women had the option of wearing bottoms if they preferred. The cost was $30 and included 4 hours of unlimited bowling and shoe rental. Sexual activity was not permitted, and photography was strictly prohibited.
What? It was actually called blank out bowling.
If I hadn't have seen it with my own 2 eyes, I never would have seen it.
And then I would have been lucky.
Oh, come on. There's the Deer Lake Bun Run that you could go watch instead or participate in if you preferred.
Yeah. Police in Taiwan captured a fugitive whom they'd been tracking for more than a year after he exposed his location by competing in online video games from home. Oh.
Stupid!
Yeah.
A robot vacuum cleaner caused a stir in South Korea after it escaped from a home and was found wandering the streets. The autonomous device managed to exit through an open door while cleaning, sparking a neighborhood search. It was eventually spotted and returned to its owner.
Oh.
I would have let it clean my house first.
I'm free! I'm free! Dang
it! Not so free, are you?
No.
All right. What can you say about the German Navy? Well, they were modernized their old warships and removed their reliance on 8-inch floppy disks. The ships need floppy disks for data acquisition systems, which control the frigates and play a role in power generation. The 4 F-123 frigates were commissioned between 1994 and 96 and aid in anti-submarine warfare with floppy disks.
And the 8-inch ones, too, the great big ones.
Could you imagine how dumb you'd feel trying to stick that into your computer?
Wow. Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Okay. Next.
Ken is commenting back on our toe story. He said, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday. And Wendy is checking in with a good morning, Northern Lights Public Radio crew.
All right.
A guy in Scotland was stumbling home after downing quite a bit of vodka when he decided to take a shortcut over a fence. He never made it. His pants got caught on the fence at his zipper. 2 passerbyers did save the day by helping him down.
Oh. And then that one guy that we just heard, he leaned over and said,
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Passengers.
You know, what would you do if your friends did that, though? You go, wait, 1 minute, get a picture first.
I would. 2 men thought they were getting a great deal. Oh, no, I skipped one. Here we go. Passengers got off a train in Scotland after an unattended piece of luggage sparked a security alert. The suspicious item turned out to be a cardboard box containing smelly tennis shoes.
At least it wasn't a toe.
Surprise!
Tell me about potatoes, Val.
All right, 2 men thought they were getting a great deal. 3 men sitting in a car in Germany showed them piles of laptop computers, smartphones, and digital cameras. After negotiating for 2 laptops and several phones, the men handed over $860 and ran off with a loaded satchel. When the buyers wanted to proudly present their purchase to a friend, they found only potatoes in the bag and realized they had been conned.
My crime fighting leaves me little time for social engagements.
Oh, huh. It's not working out well for you. 47-year-old bachelor in Romania filed more than 100 lawsuits because he fell in love with a judge. This happened to me, Stevens County. All right.
Oh.
He wanted to see her every week. He never told the judge about his crush. My mistake. When she finally found out, she said she felt pity for the man. Or should I say, me.
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe here.
I did have a crush on a local judge, and I think she was crushing a little on me, too.
Aw.
Yeah, she let me on. She let me out of that ticket. And first, when she started court, she says, nobody ever gets out of their ticket. I'm just saying, just don't even ask. You won't get out of your ticket. It never happens in my courtroom. The most you can hope for is deferment. And she let me out of the ticket. And I thought, well, maybe that was just a speech she gives. But when I went over the window, the gal in the, to close out your little court thing, it was for speeding. And she says, what'd you say? And I said, not much, really. And I said, why? And she goes, because she's never let anybody out of a ticket. And I went, score?
Yeah.
I'm the first, baby.
And then did you go speed again, hoping you'd see her again?
No, but I did see her at like one of the political rallies, and I tried to shoulder up with her. Didn't work very well. Just saying. She looked at me with those eyes that say,
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe here.
I think this is our last story coming up.
It is our last story.
All right. We saved probably not the best for last, but we'll give it a go.
Okay.
A shoplifter sweltering in more than 10 pieces of stolen clothing was apprehended by security guards in Belgium. The woman had been arrested after guards at a clothing shop noticed her bulky garb. When detained, she was found to be wearing a jogging suit, a sweater, 4 polo shirts, 3 t-shirts, 4 sleeveless tops, and a pair of shorts.
She's just missing a bulletproof vest. Wow. It's reminded me of an old sound effect I want to play.
A pizza stuffed inside a turkey, the whole thing deep fried and dipped in chocolate.
That's her. Wait, a jogging suit, a sweater, 4 polo shirts, 3 t-shirts, 4 sleeveless tops, and a pair of shorts. Yeah.
A pizza stuffed inside a turkey, the whole thing deep fried and dipped in chocolate.
Yeah. You'd think what?
She should have bulked up as much on the bottom as a top, and maybe she wouldn't have been as noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or put them all on
Just
her
a
butt.
little
Because no one would have questioned it. They go, oh my God, you see her butt?
Yeah. She must have had plenty of pants, didn't need any of those. She just needed shirts.
Yeah. It looked really funny, though, when she did this.
I got my 2 hands up. I surrender. Come and lock me up here forever.
And there you go. Our odd news for Tuesday. Yes, Val.
She would have been like the kid from Christmas Story when his mom's got him so bundled up in
yeah
that his arms stuck straight out and he couldn't move.
She was trying to run away, but she could just waddle.
Yes.
Because a pizza stuffed inside a turkey, the whole thing deep fried and dipped in chocolate.
Yeah. All right. All right, coming up, let's see, tonight on the radio, first up, Dr. Jazz, the one and only Tom Walters, with 3 hours of jazz music. Oftentimes he does special themes. Check him out tonight beginning at 6. And don't forget, every night at 6, we start different genres of music. Now, tonight, following Tom, it's time for a little soul music, all right? So the Motown Show, catch that between 9 and 11. Tomorrow morning, you've got Chuck, Sharon, and Paula, all keeping you up to date on what's happening around Stevens County. And I'm sure you'll find out about that cool Shakespeare on the Green coming up this weekend. So
Yeah, and I forgot to to say that the Eagles in Deer Park is having a outdoor market and craft fair on Saturday, this Saturday the 19th, and that goes from 10 to 4. They're located at 12 West South Avenue in Deer Park. Once you get into town, there should be signs everywhere pointing you in the right direction. So come support some local vendors.
there you go. Thanks very much. Other than that, we want you to have a great day and keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio. Remember, public radio happens through support of people like you. All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coffee's brewed, the birds have sung. It's time to get off your butt and get something done. We're sorry to go, but tomorrow's probably another show. We think you'll agree we should all keep working for free. Got your favorite jokes and stories too. It's your KCHW FM morning crew.
Thank you, sis. Love you. And everybody,
Thank
have
you.
a great day.
This ship will self-destruct in 20 seconds. This is your last chance to push the cancellation button.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
The time is exactly 9 o'clock.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW FM thanks God for